On the Road with Odessa After Dark.
This is Zoe Alvarado, and I'm here with Odessa After Dark at the Connell House in Stanton, Texas. The two rooms of the house, the kitchen and dining room, were built by priests at their residence in 1881. Later, in 1902, when a larger rectory was built, Mr. D.J. Connell bought the cottage and brought his bride, Mary Stoger, here to live. This is Elodia, the museum director from the Stanton Historical Museum, and we're going to ask you a few questions about the Connell House.
All right.
How long did it take for the house to be built?
Didn't take too long because, well, of course, the priests that were here and the settlers for the county, for Martin County, were from Germany, and they're the ones that settled Martin County, Marionfield, as they called it. Okay, and then later on, when they moved out, they sold the house to the Stoger family. But of course, this particular home had already had two little rooms added to them, and they added more when the Connells bought it because they had a large family.
Right. What is there any relationship that this house has with Cons and Father Charles Peter?
Oh yes, oh yeah, of course. The Peters were the old settlers that came here a long time ago also, and so they all pitched in to make this little community into a little town called Marionfield.
Can you please describe the picture that we are looking at?
Yes, this was Connell House way back in 1902 when they first built it, and of course they've got that windmill in the back, so that's where they used to get their water from. But it was already, the Connells were already living in this particular house, the Connell House.
It's a very cute picture.
Thank you.
What is this picture?
This is the February 23rd, 1996 Connell House when it was remodeled. The museum remodeled it, and we had an open house at that particular time so people can come and view it. As a matter of fact, we still want people to come over and tour the Connell House.
We are now in the kitchen of the Connell House.
If you've noticed, the sink, our little sink area was kind of low because Miss Stoger, the lady that moved here when the Carmelite priest moved out, was a short woman, and she liked to use the sink where she would knead her dough and make her bread right there, so it was low for her. That's how they built it for her.
Just right.
Yes.
Did they always have electric lighting in the house?
No, they had electricity and the water supplies inside the house from 1920.
We are now in the west bedroom of the Connell House, and could you please tell us about the pictures right here?
Like when she was 2 years old and little baby Maurice.
Oh,
Connell.
poor thing.
And you can tell this was a Catholic home because of the attributes it has. The crucifix, the little thing that holds the water, the holy water that we...
The holy water holder?
That we Catholics always
Use.
use. Yes, ma'am.
What about the low door?
See, that one came from Germany too.
Oh,
yes.
such a beautiful piece.
All that furniture came from Germany, and of course the family came from builders because Mr. Stoger was the builder, and they built that treasure chest for Greta May Connell. It has her initials right there.
Oh, that is so cool.
The lady that gave the Connell House to the museum, that was her treasure chest.
The sick room of the house, can you please tell us what the sick room is?
Yes, as a matter of fact, this was a room where all the patients that were sick would lay down, and the door has a glass panel where we would close the door, and they would just look through the window in case the patient was very sick or just to see if he was doing okay.
Oh. Why is this house so important to Stanton history?
Oh, it's important because it's dated way back in the day when the Carmelites, the convent, the monastery, all of it blends together, which, makes us so very proud to have this Connell House in the convent and restoring the convent at the same time and having the beautiful Connell House so people can come and view.
And are there any interesting ghost stories that you could tell us about the house?
Well, no, not really. I get kind of scared when I come in here by myself. I feel like there's somebody who looking at me, so I guess I turn on the lights for them not to be in the dark.
Well, thank you so much for letting us visit here. It is an amazing house.
Well, you're welcome.
And if people want to come and visit, who do they contact?
Sure, contact Lydia Bravo at the museum at 432-756 2722, and we'll set up some tours for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is Daniel Ryan with Odessa After Dark. We're here at the Settles Hotel. The Settles Hotel was built in the 1930s by Mr. and Mrs. Settles. And unfortunately though, someone convinced them to build this grand hotel 15 stories tall, and then the Depression happened. So 2 years after building this grand hotel, they went broke, and so they had to sell the hotel and just live off of their farm. And so the hotel 2 years ago was restored to its original grandeur. And so if you look, you can see the crystal, the stairways. This is the second floor that we're at right now. Now, when the hotel was closed in the 1980s, all this molding and everything was stolen. All the original marble, anything that anybody could steal was taken. I'm here in the luxurious Grand Ballroom. One of the people that has played this Grand Ballroom is Lawrence Welk back in the 1930s. And so he wasn't very successful at the time, and so he would play for his food and for a few drinks. And so you can see how it's all been restored as far as the crystal chandeliers, the curtains, and all the molding. And so it really is a fabulous room. Now, the Settles Hotel has a rather distinguished past. During the 1940s, servicemen stayed here, and again during the Korean War when Webb Air Force Base was opened. It started to go into decline in the 1960s and then finally closed in the 1980s. Now there's lots of stories during the late 60s and the 70s that this was a place where illegal activity took place. And so all I can tell you about that is my grandparents lived here. In the 70s, being this big, I was about 12 years old, and I wanted to go to the Settles Hotel, and my grandmother wouldn't allow me because that was where the prostitutes were. And so that made me want to go even more. So from stories that I've been told, they used to hang out on the 14th and 15th floors. You'd come here, you'd play poker, and you'd have a real good time. And so that is not the kind of grand reputation that you want for your hotel. And so by 1982 it was just totally closed, and for over 25 years it was just empty, boarded up, and was robbed basically of anything. It was just a big pit that the city of Big Spring didn't know what to do with. Now, during its heyday, a lot of distinguished guests stayed here in the 1950s, including Elvis Presley, Jack Benny, and President Herbert Hoover. We're here on the 10th floor right now, so I'm not sure what room people stayed in, but it would be really exciting to find out. So if anybody has any information, I'd like to know. Now, of course, a hotel of this age is not without its ghost stories. And so through the years, there's been lots of reports of supernatural activity here. And we looked some up on YouTube, and so it's kind of interesting as far as lights going on and off, and doors opening and closing, and people hearing voices. And so that's some of those things that you can check out for yourself. Just Google Hotels Settles Ghost Stories. Now, the original cost of the hotel was $500,000, which was a fortune back in 1928, 29, and 1930. Renovations for the new version started in 2006, and the hotel opened to much fanfare in 2013. So we invite you the next time that you're in the West Texas area, and if you want to stay at some historic location, there's nothing better than the Settles Hotel here in Big Spring, where you can eat, have a drink, and then stay in a hotel that maybe was shared by Elvis or a ghost. Now we'll return to Odessa and end this episode by talking to Susan Rogers of Odessa Crime Stoppers about the Cigar Fest coming up next week. Hi, this is Daniel Ryan with Odessa After Dark. I'm here with Susan Rogers of Odessa Crime Stoppers, and we're going to talk about the upcoming event, Cigar Fest. Now, how many years has this been running?
This is our 5th year to do Cigar Fest in the Pars and Cigars golf tournament.
Okay, and what date is it in August?
This is August 26th. It's on Wednesday. Basically, they tee off at 1 o'clock for the golf tournament, and then the Cigar Fest actually starts about 5:30.
And is it at the country club still?
It's at the Odessa Country Club. They'll play out there, and then we'll have dinner, door prizes, cigars, and wine.
Okay, tell us about the door prizes, because the door prizes, you do it differently, where there's like hundreds of door prizes.
We do. We are very blessed to have the community come forward and donate things to us. We typically have pretty close to 150 to 200 door prizes there. While the golfers are out playing golf, they're playing games out there on the course as well, and they're winning door prize tickets. And then when you come to the Cigar Fest, you can purchase door prize tickets in there as well. And we've got everything. We've got a trip this year. We've got a suite for the Texas Rangers Texas Rangers baseball game. We've got a trip to through Odessa to End of the Mountain Gods. We've got a lot of neat things, a lot of wine-related things, cigar things, golf things, and just something for everybody.
Well, the thing that struck me last time is that everybody enjoyed tasting all the wine and getting the different cigars, and then the dinner was fantastic out there, as it always is, and then everybody wanted to win.
Right. Well, and it's a lot of fun. The way we've got this set up is that if you're not a golfer, you don't come out and play golf, but you'd like to come out to the cigar and wine tasting, you can do that, and even just buy a ticket for that evening for that. And come out, and like you said, we have the cigar sampling and wine tasting going on the patio outside the country club there. It's shaded, nice area out there about that time of day. So you can sample all the wine you want. And typically there's between 5 and 7 cigar companies represented out there, and you'll get those samples free. And then everybody goes inside. We have dinner at the country club, and they always do a wonderful meal for us. And then we set up and do the door prizes and go from there. And really, we're done by about 9 o'clock. It's not an all night long deal, but we go through the prizes pretty quickly and get those out to everybody, and everybody has a great time.
So if I want to buy a ticket for the golf and for the dinner, how much is the tickets?
If you want to play golf with a team, it's $840 for the golf team. That's a 4-man team, and you'll also get 4 cigar tickets, Cigar Fest tickets to that as well. That also includes all the games that are played out on the course, so you're not out there having to pay $5 to play this game or $10 to play this game. It's all included. And then if you need additional Cigar Fest tickets, or you just want to come to the Cigar Fest, those tickets are $59. They're very limited though, so we have a set number of people that we can have out there because they are giving away the free cigars and all the wine, and we have to know what our total numbers are. But they're $59. That includes your meal, your cigars, and your wine.
And so about how many tickets do you have left at this moment?
There's about 100 tickets to Cigar Fest left. We've probably got about 10 teams left open if you want to do a team and come on out there. Anybody that is interested in doing that needs to get a hold of me pretty quickly. That will start going fast. Also, if you've got something you want to donate to Crime Stoppers for us to put in auction, we'd love that as well.
And so what is the... Okay, you said a trip to Odessa. What other? Name 1 or 2 other great prizes that would make
Oh
me
gosh, we've got a wine cooler that was donated by Lowe's Home Improvement here. It's really cool looking. I'd like to win it. It's got 2 different levels, so you can chill 2 different kinds of wine in it.
Wow.
Really cool thing there. We've got dozens of bottles of wine that also come. If you get a package with the wine, it also has a meal in it. So we've got a lot of restaurants that have donated meals to us. We've got that in there. Family Power Sports gave us a really super cool leather Indian motorcycle jacket. Everybody's going to want it. It's gorgeous.
What size?
I love it. I think you can take it and get any size you want.
Ooh. Okay, if I win the jacket, it had nothing to do with this interview. Okay. So where do we buy the tickets?
You can give me a call at 332-8477 here at the office, or go online to Odessa Crime Stoppers at cable1.net. Send me an email, and I'll get your information. We can do credit card, cash, meet up with you, whatever we need to do. We very seldom have tickets at the door, so it's really important if you want to come. Like I said, we have a limited number of people that can be there. So.
Okay. Well, and this money all goes to benefit Odessa Crime Stoppers.
All of it comes to Odessa Crime Stoppers. That's how we keep the doors open and answering the calls and helping law enforcement.
So we have a lot of crime going on in Odessa. So if you wanted to stop, if you want to continue to help Susan pay out these anonymous tips to people for letting us know what kind of crime's going on out there. It's not just for the city, but it's also for the schools. And so please support this event by either having a team or coming to the dinner, and you can win prizes. So it's not just, you're not just paying the $59, but I mean,
Yeah,
you could.
they're great prizes.
Yeah, they are. So okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I look forward to being up there with you.
All right.
Okay. Hi, this is Daniel Ryan with Odessa After Dark. I'm here with Susan Rogers of Odessa Crime Stalker.
Crime stalkers.
Yes, we stalk you until you
We
commit a crime.
stalk you until you're there.
Hi, this is Daniel Ryan with Odessa After Dark. I'm here with Susan Rogers of Crime Stoppers.
Start over.
Okay.
I reached over about the time you started talking to turn my phone over. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.